Welcome back, Dolphins. This is going to be, hit that like and subscribe if you like this video. I appreciate you guys very much. This is going to be kind of like my favorite part of the off-season-ish. It's the mock drafting, free agent draft, this, that, and the other thing. So we're going to be doing a mock draft just for the first 2 rounds, just for the Miami Dolphins. And I just want to explain a couple of the players that I can see the Dolphins picking up in this coming draft. And like I said, we're going to do different ones. This is going to be like a mock draft Monday, where every Monday I'm going to come out with a different mock draft with picking a different set of players. And we're just going to kind of go based upon how they improve, what they do. Right now, this is like right after the Senior Bowl, so there's a couple of players that I think I've talked about a little bit, but we're going to talk about a couple more players that we have to keep an eye on. And like I said, just going to do a quick little mock draft just for the Miami Dolphins so you guys can see where we're at and the type of players that we would want to pick up. This draft is going to be, well, we'll get into it. We'll get into it. So here we go. We're gonna mock draft, and I want you guys to see what we're kind of going for here. I don't think that you go offense in the first round. We'll do another draft where you get offense, but me personally, I think the offensive players are just way too much of a potential type of player versus someone that can immediately come in and make a difference. So we'll start this draft. Top players that I think the Miami Dolphins should look out for. 2 of them are basically taken right now. So Malachi Starks, PFF is kind of stupid. I don't know why the Raiders would just pick up Malachi Starks for no apparent reason. And then, I get this one a little bit. But don't know why they would pick up Malachi Starks. So what you got right now is Josh Simmons. I would not take him in the first round. I wouldn't take Josh Simmons just basically because of that knee injury. And I just, you don't want a potential player. You want someone that is, and again, he's a tackle. I don't understand why a lot of people are forgetting that we have Patrick Paul. I think he's going to take over next year, so you don't want to do that. So your options are Kelvin Banks Jr. and Walter Nolan. And Michael Williams could be another pickup, but I don't know. I just not really fully the type of dude that I think would show out, not really. He's going to be like another, who can I compare him to? Like another run-stopping, like a run-stopping dude. Like he's like whatever the guy that is on ESPN, the big fat guy. Marcus, no, I don't know. But he's just another run-stopping type of edge. So, again, Shamar Stewart is another one that's here. I think you got the options of Walter Nolan, Shamar Stewart, Kelvin Banks. The other guys I just don't think you need to have, unless we trade Tyreek Hill, then you can go Luther Burden. So we'll do another draft if we trade Tyreek Hill. I'll do a bunch of mock drafts, throughout the time before the draft. But I think the pick here is Walter Nolan. And the reason why I think Walter Nolan's the pick is just because safety and all of that, we can kind of fill that throughout the free agency. And what we needed last year, what the key was, and when we struggled the most last year was honestly when we could not do any sort of pass rush, when Sealer was out and we just had zero pass rush. So coming into this year, I understand we have Jalen Phillips and we have Bradley Chubb, but we don't know what these guys are going to come back like. We don't know what the step is going to be off those guys. They got to come back from rehab and then get back to their old potential and then start climbing again. Especially with Jalen Phillips, that's a second season-ending injury. I trust that he can do what he needs to do, but you don't know what those guys are coming back like. So then it would just be Sealer and Chop, which Chop looked great last year, but you need more help. And I think Walter Nolan is the guy that's going to really just solidify that pass rush where he's an elite player. Like his potential and his floor and his potential are just phenomenal. He's going to be a game wrecker coming into this this next season. If we pick up Walter Nolan in that 13th pick, dude, you got, personally, I think he would be a better Christian Wilkins because he's got much more of like a bull rushing mean mentality to him, which Christian Wilkins had that as well. But he definitely just has that mean edge to him that I think would make such a difference with Sealer, and it would just be an onslaught through that middle, and then it would just push the quarterback out to Chop or, to Chubb or Phillips, whoever it is. So the second round pick, honestly, there's a couple options here. Ariante Ursary is a pretty good option. Apparently Tyler Booker gets picked right there, so unfortunately couldn't get him, but that's another person that I would definitely think of picking up. Donovan Jackson is someone that I would definitely consider because he probably can move inside to guard. So that would be someone that would be a big option here. Carson Schlesinger is another option. Depending on what we have here, Jalen Walker is a good option too. But depending on what we have here, I think personally, you need to go offensive line in this second round pick. You might be reaching a little bit, but not by much. Donovan Jackson is a really good, big offensive lineman. 6'4", 320, kind of looks like a guard. And that's why I think he would be the pick here. Just kind of looks like a guard, 6'4", 320. That's kind of like guard stature. That's not really tackle stature, which some people will want him to be out at tackle. But personally, I think you can get someone that can plug and play. This dude definitely has the body of a guard. He's got the agility and the movement of a guard. He can still play tackle, regardless. But I think you can move him into guard, and you'd have a plug and play again. Another player that you can just kind of almost Robert Honey, just that type of dude. Big, bulky. Again, I use the word big again. Guys, 320. Just someone that's not movable, and he would complement either, Teron Armstead or Patrick Paul on that side, and then, Aaron Brewer would be over there. So then you'd only have to fill that right guard position, which Isaiah Wynn, I think, will take that spot. So these are the guys that I think you pick up in the first two rounds. We'll do obviously later on, we're going to do a much more in-depth full 7-round mock draft eventually. But I want you guys to understand these two names. Also, again, Mike Green is another one that could be a first-round pick. Malachi Starks could be another one that we go there. But me personally, I think you got to get someone that wrecks games. And Malachi Starks still is a little iffy when he gets beat. He kind of gets stiff and doesn't tries to not get beat again, which he's still a great player. But I think instinctually, just a type of beast that will really immediately make an impact is going to be Walter Nolan. And Donovan Jackson, I think, would be that guy that you can switch to guard, and he would be another solid player to pick up in that second round. So yeah, as you guys can see, one of my favorite players in this draft is Walter Nolan. Gray Zabel is kind of, I know you've heard me talk about him. He's kind of in that middle 30s range now after that Senior Bowl. So I don't know if you're going to get Gray Zabel, but Walter Nolan and Donovan Smith. Donovan Smith is, I think he's going to play guard at the next level. I don't think he's going to play tackle just because of his size. So I think he would be an excellent pickup at that second round, or if Tyler Booker is still there. Tyler Booker is a true guard. So those two guys in that second round. But Walter Nolan, man, that dude's going to wreck a game. That dude, if you put him with Sealer, it's over. So that'll be that first mock draft. Hope you guys liked it. Yeah, tell me down in the comments if you have another player that you would be interested in Dolphins picking up. But as always, guys, fins up, baby. Love you all. That was weird. Peace.